Yo, what's going on, y'all? We here in the Bronx with Mike Santana. We about to go get some Cuchifritos, eat some good food, and talk wrestling, y'all.
188 Cuchifrito, bro. You already know
sir.
the best spot in the BX. The only place to be.
What's goody, bro?
How are you?
Chillin', bro. Chillin', it's my guy Dylan right here. What's good, bro? I'm about to get me a regular, like, alcapurria.
Yeah, same problem.
Right? So what does the Bronx mean to you? Since you picked the Cuchifritos here in the BX.
I mean, for me, it's like, personally, it's the last borough that harnesses that old New York style, right? And I feel like it's maintained its authenticity throughout all the years and all the gentrification that's been going on in the city. I feel like the Bronx has always stayed true and always tried to harness that old school New York feel. That's why I lived here. I've been living here 10 years already in the BX. And yeah, man, in this place I've been coming to for years. And again, it's one of those real authentic Puerto Rican spots. And it's great food. And yeah, man, so we're gonna eat something. We're gonna get a little snack.
I'm gonna get an alcapurria. He said he's gonna get an alcapurria. You get whatever you want. It's up to you though, man. I might get a pastelillo too. Vamos a comer suelo. I feel like I've seen you since HOG, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about,
man,
like,
years.
you've always been repping Puerto Rico, you've always been repping Uptown, you know what I'm saying, New York City. Why is that important to you?
As you know, growing up, we didn't have a lot of people that we could look up to. We didn't have a lot of people that came from the streets that we came from and that represented our culture correctly. And I was always brought up very heavy in my Puerto Rican roots. My favorite wrestler is Bret Hart. We've spoken about this before, right?
Yes,
so
the hitman.
For me, Bret was always authentic. Bret was who he was, right? He never shied away from being who he was. And he always spoke about his roots, his family, how he came up, where he's from. And that always stuck with me, right? And he's someone that I could relate to. It was like, oh shit, like I could aspire to be like this guy, right? And getting into wrestling, it was like, that's who I am. I talk about my culture, I talk about where I'm from, and I represent to the fullest, man. So
he's a family man too, and he reps Canada to the T.
Bro.
I feel like for me, like, I've always looked up to Bret Hart when it comes to that, like when it comes to the family side, because I met the family too. Like everybody's so united.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's very inspiring. And even with the wrestling too, he was just different when it comes to wrestling.
100%.
Compared to like Hogan and Ultimate Warrior.
No, he was a workhorse.
Yeah, exactly, which was fire.
And I wrestled in Calgary recently, a few months back for the first time, and I did the whole thing. Like I went to Hart House, I went to the Hitman Bar, I went to visit Owen's grave and stuff like that. Just pay my respects. That's Bret Hart country for real. Like I heard a rumor supposedly that they were trying to put him on like Canadian money and shit. Like that's how much of a real like Bret Hart like hero he is. But yeah, man, like that's always been something that's been important to me. So she was crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, he chose a good spot. He chose a really good spot, man. So, what did you learn while being in AEW?
One of the main things that I learned, I've said this before, is that you have to advocate for yourself at all times. You have to fight for yours. Because especially us, you know, and not to make it about this, but to make it about this, us being Latino in this business, like we don't get a lot of opportunities, you know what I mean? And I feel like fighting for yours was like the biggest thing for me. There was a point in time where, like, you know, we came in and we were under Chris Jericho and we were doing our thing with the Inner Circle and all that was cool and fun and we got to do a lot of things. We were on TV a lot and did a lot of historical stuff. But then it was like, it got to a point where it was like, okay, now what after this? Like, how are we going to continue progressing? Because if you're not progressing in this business, then you're dying.
Yeah.
Right? And that's with anything, any job. If you're not working to get a higher position or to progress in any way, then what are we doing here, right? And I've always said that my biggest thing was that I want to grow. I've always lived my life in every aspect where I'm chasing all right, what's next? How are we going to grow? How are we going to continue building? And it got to a point where it was like, that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And we weren't getting those opportunities, and I just wasn't feeling that. In a personal thing, it showed me how much I really give a shit about wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I grew as a man there because I went through a lot of things. You know, like during my time there, my father passed away. I dealt with my addiction issues. My friendship and partnership and all that stuff started to be affected. Like I grew, and it showed me a lot of different situations to learn from. You know, so I'm always grateful for the opportunities that I had there. I'm not like everyone else, and I'm not gonna go and bury everyone and fucking. That's just not me.
Stone, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It prepared me for what's ahead. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of wrestlers repping PR.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got Damian Priest, Zelina Vega, you. How do you feel seeing Puerto Rico on the rise right now?
It's amazing, bro. Like when I first started coming up in wrestling, there wasn't a lot of us really repping hard. You know what I mean? And that was something that I realized, and I was like, yo, we gotta change this. You know what I mean? But seeing how it is now, and seeing how successful that pay-per-view was, and just how much love the island got from all that, it's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Like for me, I've always been one that I want to see us all rise, bro.
Facts.
I want to see us all do good. We all gotta eat, you know, and it feels good to know that I've been one of the guys on the forefront of that, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And for years, right? Since the beginning. I didn't just start and I was like, nah, I've been repping since day one, you know?
You told me that one time too. You told me, I remember a while ago we was talking online, and you say, yo, always be yourself, stick to your guns no matter what.
It's awesome that now WWE is allowing them to truly represent the right way, right? And be authentic and show their roots and their culture. I loved, I actually watched the Damian Priest documentary that they did, and I was like, man, this is awesome, bro. And I feel 15, 20 years ago, this wouldn't even be a thing, you know, and today, and that just shows how much wrestling in general has changed. And I love what they're doing over there, and more power to them, and keep growing our culture, bro. You know what I mean?
You're in TNA, right?
Yeah.
I know you was in TNA before you went to AEW. Why did you make your return to TNA?
I felt like that was the best place for me to grow because, one, I already had the history there, right? And that was the first place that actually put me on the map as far as a pro wrestler on a bigger scale, on a bigger stage. And I felt like timing is everything in wrestling, right? And I felt like it was just the right time and the right opportunities have presented themselves for me to be there. I've always kept a great relationship with everyone there. Everyone from the wrestlers to the people backstage and the people running it, we've always maintained great relationships. And I just felt like that was the right place for me to be, you know? And it's been showing, right? Yeah, I've been doing great things, and they've been giving me a lot of opportunities to grow and to shine, and not just in the ring, but backstage too. This is something I've never really spoke about, but they've even given me the opportunity to sit in on production meetings and learn that aspect of the business and see how the agents put together the matches and the shows. Because for me, if I could start learning that side of the business now while I'm still active or whatever, when that time comes and I'm ready to hang it up or whatever, it's just an easy transition into the next phase.
I feel like the new look TNA got, I feel like it got that
100%.
retro feel. Everything about it is just new, you know what I'm saying? And you guys are literally killing it. Where do you see TNA at in the next 5 years?
Oh man, I don't even know. It's the way it's going now, bro. If we continue progressing the way we have been, bro, all the shows have been selling out, all the big shows, packed houses. I was in TNA the first round during the dark times, bro, where they were going through the transitions after Dixie Carter, after Jeff Jarrett. It was some dark times. So I've seen it at the bottom, right? And to see where it's at now, it's insane, bro. But that's just a testament to the people in charge and everyone busting their ass in the ring, and just finally it feels good to know that people are starting to see the talent that's there, you know. But man, 5 years, if we keep going the way we're going, bro, you know, like I think the main thing that TNA is missing right now is just a better TV network, bro. And after that, it's a wrap. Like once we get that,
it's over.
It's over.
They're gonna get the video game. We need a new TNA video game, new TNA figures. What about dream matches? You got any dream matches?
For me, honestly, like AJ Styles is like the man, bro. Like that dude, you know, when you talk about TNA too, like
he's the face.
He is the face. Mm-hmm. He is the one constant. He's the homegrown, you know what I mean? Randy Orton, legendary, bro. Like this dude, you know, like I would love to work with him and just to learn from him. Another dude, Shingo Takagi. He's a dude from New Japan right now. You know what I mean? Like I remember watching him years ago. Also wrestling Kenta one-on-one. I got to wrestle him in April in a triple threat match, but me and him one-on-one, it'd be insane. I don't know, there's a bunch of guys. I love Chad Gable. Yeah. He's an animal.
He's nice.
He's ridiculous. Like, talk about freak athlete, like, dude.
He's nice.
He's ridiculous.
How is it being a full-time professional wrestler and also being a full-time dad?
It's a tough business, let me tell you. You know, I've been in wrestling all her life, right? And so she's pretty much grown up with this whole culture and stuff like that. But honestly, man, like it's just having balance, it's finding that balance, right? In the beginning, when she was like very young, it was tough because like we were still building our name, right? And I was on the road constantly. Like there was time, I remember doing like 3 weeks in Germany, bro, and like missing her first steps. And that to me, like I remember having a panic attack while I was away, because I was like, man, like, you know, we get in our head so much, and I was just like, yo, what if she remembers this and she holds it against me? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, I just try to remind myself, like, yo, yeah, I'm out there chasing my dream and I'm making it happen, but I'm also doing this and giving her a great life. You know what I mean? And now that I've gained my footing and I've got more of a name and I've, I guess, established myself, and I'm still establishing myself, but like, I feel like I'm able to have that balance now, and I know how to have that balance. It's the most rewarding thing in the world, bro. The fact that I get to live my dream, have my dream job, and be the greatest father that I can be, and also show her that, like, yo, it's possible to be anything that you want to be. Because to me, that's the bread and butter, bro. The fact that she gets to see me on TV, travel the world, doing what I love to do, and it's literally showing her, like, yo, my wildest dreams could become reality. You know what I mean? That's everything to me.
What's the ultimate goal for Mike Santana? Like, when do you know you're at the top of the mountain, there's nothing else to accomplish?
There's always something to accomplish, bro.
Yeah.
I heard I forgot who it was that said this. They said it in an awards speech. The top of one mountain is the bottom of another.
Oh, wow.
Right? So when you get to the top of one mountain, there's always something more to do. There's always some more growth to experience. And for me, is like, I don't know. Aside from the professional part, and aside from pro wrestling and stuff, I just want to continue growing and becoming a better human being every day. Because that's the shit that matters, right? Losing my father, it taught me that, like, the way we live forever is by the memories that we leave behind. That's true. Like, people will be like, oh, no one lives forever. That's bullshit. We all live forever. The fact that we still talk about Eddie Guerrero, the fact that we still talk about, you know, relatives that we've lost or whatever, that's them living forever. That's what they mean. You don't physically live forever.
Legacy.
But legacy and memory, right? That's how you live forever. And if I could do something in my life as a human being as a pro wrestler, as a father, all those things that allow me to live forever. That's it.
Will Mike Santana ever join the WWE?
You never say never in pro wrestling, ever. But, excuse me, like I said, the right opportunity needs to present itself. Timing is everything, you know. As of right now, I'm loving what I'm doing with TNA. They're allowing me to grow and do a lot of things, and yeah, like that's where my mind is set right now. But again, you know, everyone's ultimate goal is to go to WWE. That's like the that's the top, right?
Yeah.
That's the top. But we'll see.
Yeah, right?
we'll see how life presents itself and how things go, man. But I never leave any door closed, right? That's one thing that you always learn in life in general. You always you don't burn bridges, you don't leave doors closed, and yeah, man. And I think it would be pretty cool.
We got the other patelillo right here, man. I'm gonna take a bite. But
and again, bro, just keep being you, keep doing you. Stay real always, and yo, the work always pays off, bro. It always pays off, even when it feels like it's not. It is, right? Someone is always watching. Someone's always talking.
yeah,
Don't let any of like the down shit discourage you. You know what I mean? Like,
it really helps, man.
if anything, those are the moments that you use to drive you even more. And again, it's all in how the person looks at things, right?
Yeah.
Everyone looks at things different. For me, it's like, after everything that I've been through the last 3 years of my life, that's when I've had the most growth. And it's through all that struggle, through all those, you know, terrible things that I had to go through. But
makes you stronger.
Absolutely. And you got to learn from it, bro. You got to learn from it. Yeah, man.
For real, I appreciate the support,
you.
seriously, man.
Absolutely.
Like, since the beginning, like, supporting me, you know what I'm saying? Giving me words of encouragement, you know what I mean?
man.
It really does help, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know sometimes we could feel like you give advice to somebody and you feel like, whatever, but now, like, the stuff that you told me really sticks to me. You know what I mean?
And that's why, like, I've always offered advice, because like I know you're someone that's gonna take it and you're gonna put it to effect. You know what I mean? I know it's not a waste of time. Also, like, I want us all to grow, bro. I want us all to continue doing our thing, and like, yeah, there's space on the top of the mountain for all of us. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you, bro. For real, man.
Appreciate
I have these 2 cards.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
I got these 2 cards.
Yep.
So would you be able to sign them?
Absolutely.
We getting stuff signed at the Cuchifritos. Santana was able to sign 2 of my AEW Upper Deck cards. And of course, a plate for the Cuchifritos. Huge shout out to Mike Santana.